Hey everybody, David Burns here. How you doing? One of the things that a lot of beekeepers deal with is a hive that for some reason just doesn't get going, doesn't do well, something goes wrong with it. And I want to walk you through today. This hive, as you can see, it's not really doing much. We're going to open up the hive and see what's going on and why this hive isn't doing well. And maybe as I walk you along, maybe you can get an idea of how you're supposed to handle a hive that's this way. So I'm going to smoke the hive first to make my entrance, and then we'll just start inspecting it to see what's wrong. A lot of possibilities exist. There could be things like queen issues. It could be parasitic mite syndrome if they have a lot of mites. It could also be things like, nosema. There could be a lot of issues going on. It could be a very healthy colony, but they had so many queen issues that they just recently began getting things back in order. So you can see there are some bees in here, but now we're just going to inspect to see if there's any brood and any queens. First thing I'm going to do is just work my way over to inspect the brood area. A frame on the outside, not much here. I'm loosening up the frames to give me ease in separating them and looking. So already I'm starting to sense that even though this colony seems kind of calm, either they don't have a queen or the queen isn't doing very well. That's my suspicion already, just because they haven't filled out a lot of the comb. There's more bees over here, so I think if there is a queen, she's going to be back over here. But I'm going to say broodless and queenless for quite some time. Okay, that's a typical weak hive that just doesn't have a queen, no presence of the queen laying here. Just a lot of open cells. Worker bees, they're not drones like you would see if the colony had gotten really weak and there was laying workers, so we don't see that yet. I'm going to skip ahead, just get a little closer to where more of the bees are, see what we've got. So on this frame, again, I don't see a queen. All I see is just a lot of nectar. And the same thing on this frame, worker bees, a lot of nectar. So this hive, I am 100% sure, has just reached a point where it does not have a queen. Or if it does, it has a queen that needs to get to work. Maybe she's recently just emerged. But I don't see any brood at all. Empty cells. No brood. So this colony is not performing well due to a queen issue. And we're going to look at this. This is the frame that has the most hope of this hive having brood to prove me wrong. So it's got more bees on it. Aha! Interesting. Here's a queen cell that's almost dislodged, probably when I lifted up the frame. Here's another queen cell here. And these are pretty close to emerging. So I'm gonna say that probably within a few days, these virgin queens are going to come out, and voila, the hive will have a queen. However, people, beekeepers, think about this. Not much going on here in this hive, believe it or not, for the month of August. So this is one of those hives that you would want to combine with another hive and not try to get this one through the winter. There's just not enough bees, not enough storage. A lot of beekeepers will try to get this colony through the winter because they're in love with this colony, but it's not going to survive the winter in this small state, especially since there's no brood. It would take a lot of work to get this hive through the winter. So one of our options, which is I'm going to show you in another video, how we can take this hive here and combine it with another hive to get ready for winter. Thanks for joining me today. I'm going to lay a piece of newspaper over the top of this colony like this. And then I'm just going to go over here, and then you just come over here and lift this one up. But first, I have to make a few slits over here in the newspaper like this, just to kind of get the bees kind of sensing that there's some bees under them. Put your foot down, grab this one, lift it off, set it on top of the newspaper on the other colony like this. Try to square it up as best you can. And over a period of time, maybe a few days up to a week, the colony will begin to work through the newspaper and they'll be combined as one colony.